Hey guys, this is Kendall with BlackOvis, and today I have the pleasure to introduce the brand new 2023 versions of the Hailstone Jacket, Pant, and Gaiter. And we made some improvements both in the fabric as well as some of the construction, so I want to go over those details. And specifically though, the biggest part of this upgrade from 2022 to 2023 version is we've teamed up with a company called Event. And Event makes a fantastic waterproof breathable membrane. It differs from the giant or the juggernaut that everyone's heard of as Gore-Tex. Gore is a fantastic fabric as well. We chose to go with Event based on a couple of things that I personally have used and some of the ability for us to partner with them. Back in probably 1999, 2000, 2001, I was working in the ski industry and was field testing product for an online publication. And Event had sent us a couple of jackets and gloves to test against other membranes, both those of Gore as well as other waterproof breathable membranes from various brands like Black Diamond or Marmot. And one of the things that I recognized right out of the gate was the breathability, the instant breathability, or the quickness of how breathable the Event fabric blew my mind, both in uphill backcountry skiing or hiking situations as well as downhill skiing. I was impressed primarily with the gloves as well as with the jacket that I was able to test back then, and that started my relationship with Event fabric. And I've always thought it would be awesome to have Event in some of the hunting equipment that I really want to both build or use on a regular basis in the mountains. The one thing it did do from the jacket and the pant is reduce the weight by about 15%. So in the size large jacket, you take it from basically 18 ounces to just a smidge under 17 ounces. On the pant, in the size large, you're gonna be running just under a pound at 15.2 ounces versus the 16.5 that it was before. So a little bit of weight savings. The other thing you're gonna notice is a little bit of a difference on the softness of the external fabric or material. It's still a stretch material. It's got a little bit of stretch to it, but it does have a little soft face, which is really nice. But let me back up to the Event fabric. One of the things why there's a weight savings on Event, in most waterproof breathable membranes, they're taking a PTFE fabric, and if you've ever seen it before, it's basically a plastic, and they extrude it or they stretch it. And so what you end up doing is you end up with a fabric that kind of looks like this on a microscopic level. So you have these little pores that start to show once that material is stretched out into an elongated fashion. So that creates microscopic pores for moisture so moisture can't pass through, but water vapor can pass through those little pores where a water molecule cannot pass through. And so it's a really interesting scientific study. If you really want to geek out on that, I would highly recommend searching up that topic because it's very fascinating. On the Gore product or other products, what they do is they end up marrying up that waterproof breathable membrane with a PU layer to protect it from oils and dirt and other things that can get inside those pores and prevent it from breathing really well and from being sustaining in waterproofness. What Event does is they actually treat that fabric at a microscopic level so that the fabric itself, as it's pulled out, does not need another layer to help protect that. The one downfall you'll see, and the one thing that I would recommend is with the Event fabric, you're going to want to wash those probably every 4 to 6 months if you're using it regularly. So for example, if you're using this jacket out on a spring, let's say you're doing some spring hiking or shed hunting, and then you're doing a couple things in the summer, and then you're in a full hunting situation from, let's say, August to December. It's in and out of your pack. You might use it on those rainstorms, snowstorms. Then I would tell you that you're probably going to want to wash this, I'd say once a year, if that's your regular MO. If you're using this like as an everyday wear, maybe you live in the Northwest where it rains all the time, or you're working outside and this is your rain gear of choice, then you're going to want to wash that every probably 4 or 5 months. And you're going to want to make sure you use the Nikwax product. It's really good at reviving the material. I wanted to give you some basis on what Event, how it's different, And why we chose to work with Event is because the breathability is exceptional. One thing that I noticed when testing in the ski industry, as well as when you wear an Event fabric, because it breathes more and almost instantaneous or quite rapid, you may find that you might get a little bit colder than you normally would. So just Gore is really good because it has a backer to that PU that will help with durability and also with retaining some warmth. So a couple of interesting differences there on the fabric, and we used Event Bio, which is based off of castor beans. It's probably more information than you care to know, but it's super interesting because they're, like most companies, they're trying to create a way that they can produce a high performance fabric and also be sustainable or renewable in that effort. And so what they do is they use a castor bean. Is a pretty interesting process in how they grow that in India, and then they run that down to an oil, and then from there they base that on the material. So the material ends up being about 97% recyclable or renewable. A couple of features though that changed from 22 to 23 that I do want to mention. We added a 3-way zipper on the pit zip pocket combination on the jacket. So under the sleeve, you can still vent, for example, up near the elbow or underneath the pit zip, and you can open up down here in the bottom, or you can change the length. So let's say you only want to have it open just a little bit, just enough for the hand to go into the pocket and to come out. You can make that adjustment and still vent up on the top of the sleeve, which is super interesting. This is a weight savings standpoint of this full inline zipper, but having the 3 heads does provide more options for you. Still the same waterproof big teeth zipper on the front, waterproof YKK zippers on all the pockets and the pit zips and the hand pocket. On the pant, the one thing that we did do as well is we added again 3 zipper heads to that pant. So same thing applies. I was using this pant on a hunt, and I was recognizing that with only the 2 zipper heads, I had to actually zip it down quite a bit to access things that were in a pocket below. And in doing so, I still wanted to vent a little bit, but in doing so, I was catching range. So the one thing that I wanted to do as we considered this was add another zipper head, so you can actually, let's say you wanted to come down here and just have a little bit of pocket entrance, or you could go down and vent right in the middle. So you can have a venting here while you still have a zip to the bottom. If you were zipping up to access your boots or relace or do something like that, you could do that and still maintain a different venting location up higher. So a very interesting addition, and I think it just adds more options as you're out in the field and doing what you do. The key thing too, again, and from my experience in the field, was being able to vent with a 3-way and not having to zip from all the way from the top down to here if I didn't really want to vent right up next to my hip. So nice addition there on the pant. On the Gaiter, which uses the same Event fabric, the one thing about Gaiters, and I don't know, if you feel the same, is they're super warm. They added an extra layer of warmth. But the one thing that we're hoping and we found in some of the testing is that it is more breathable by utilizing this Event fabric over other waterproof breathable membranes that we used in the past. A couple of other pieces we added another hit of Hypalon on both sides of the Gaiter where the strap engages, just for additional durability. These are bar tack 3 times right here. Added a little bit of stiffness to the cordura at the bottom, just so it maintains its shape a little bit better and isn't quite as floppy, or it doesn't really kind of like compress down. Reinforce the lace hook on the bottom. That was another piece that we upgraded. Just from some of the really abusive customers that really just got after it and things. We just wanted to make that a little bit beefier on that part. So Hailstone Gaiter, Hailstone Pant, Hailstone Jacket, they come in 2 colors, the Silt Gray and the Sandbar Brown. So those are the 2 options. If you have any questions about the Hailstone products from BlackOvis, please give us a holler. Leave a comment below in this video. Subscribe to our videos so you can get updates on new products, both from the BlackOvis line as well as from all the other brands that we carry on blackovis.com.